Hi everyone. Sorry I'm a little late today. Got a phone call right before I was going live and it was kind of important. I had to take it, so I'm sorry. How's everyone doing today? All right, I've got another fun fold for you today. I'm going to be using, hi Jamie. I'm using the Sparkle of the Season. I'm using a lot of different things. I got the Sparkle of the Season bundle. I'm using, I use the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder, the Stitched Triangles dies, Stitched Rectangles dies, Ornate Frame dies. Using a few different things today. Hi Barbara, thanks for joining. Hi Rosie. Yeah, here I am. I'm sorry. I got a phone call, Rosie, right before I was going live, and I kind of had to take it, and I kept trying to get off the phone, but it wasn't working. So, anyway, all right. All right, I'm going to get started. Before I get started, I just want to let everybody know there's an awesome joining special going on right now. You purchase $125 of your choice of items for a starter kit. It ships for free. Then Stampin' Up! Adds some extra goodies in there. There's a past paper pumpkin kit. There's business supplies, catalogs. There's different things. And then you get to pick one of 12 bundles from the July to December 2021 mini catalog. And I know one of them is, I believe, $60.25. So it's a great joining special. If you've been thinking about it, it's a great time to join. If you're planning on placing an order of $100, then this would be the way to go, because you get $125 plus the free bundle. So if you are interested, drop me a line and I'd be glad to talk to you about it. You can contact me at creativestampingdesigns@gmail.com and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. So I'm going to get started. I did do some of the prep ahead of time. I am starting with, what is it, Amy? You pulled out everything and I did, but it was a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and, well, it just kept happening as I'm trying to create what I was putting together. So I have a piece of Misty Moonlight. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just gonna, it's just a nice simple. I didn't even get out my bone folder. Nothing. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna adhere these two on the inside. Just want to get these in, and then I'm gonna work on the outside of the card, and then we'll go back to the inside. I'm gonna be a little bit all over today, and hopefully I won't put anything together backwards like I did last week. So I have 2 panels of Cajun Craze that I just got glue on my finger. 2 panels of Cajun Craze that are 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This is for the inside. And obviously this card will definitely take extra postage when it gets mailed. But I like the way this looked on the inside, so that's what I did. All right. Then I did do, like I said, I did some of the prep ahead of time. I have a panel of the Cork paper, which I love this paper. And I cut the middle out, which we tend to do sometimes. It's to save paper because I can use that piece. So, and nobody's going to see that it's missing. Then I cut a panel of Cajun Craze, again with the stitched rectangle dies. That's what I had cut the center of the cork out with. the stitched rectangle dies. And then I ran it through the brick and mortar. I don't know if you could see. Embossing folder. And what I'm going to do, I just want to give it a little dimension. A little more dimension, I should say. And I'm just going to sponge lightly Cajun Craze ink over the brick. So all that should pick up is like the raised pieces. Just a little bit, just like I said, just to give it a little more depth. Yeah, it's just a little bit. You can. It's very hard to see, but if like right on the edges of the brick, that's where the ones that are raised. That's where the ink picked up. And I just use one of my Stampin' sponges, and what I do is I just clip a piece of the cardstock with the name of it on the end, and I have a whole box full of these with all the different colors. I was going to use this sponge dauber, but I wanted, I don't know, for me, this worked a little better. I didn't try using the blending brushes. That probably would have worked well too. All right, I'm going to adhere this with a little liquid glue right to the card base. You're blurry? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is anybody else blurry? Because I've got a clear picture here. I can't see. You're good on my... Okay. As long as I'm... All right. So I'm just going to adhere that to the front. And then, again, I have a bunch of the things already cut out. And I did put something together already. Let me get these up the wreath apart. Okay. So I cut one of the wreaths from the Seasonal Swirls dies. I cut it out of it's the gold metallic specialty paper. It's gold metallic and rose gold. I use the gold metallic, and I'm just going to put a couple dots of glue to adhere this one down. I'm not putting a lot. It's just to hold it. I'm just putting wherever there's like a larger spot. That should be good. Like I said, I just want it to hold down a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to flip this on here and give it a good press. I don't want to glue on my paper and then I stick something else down, and no, I don't want a gluey mess. And then I cut another one of the wreaths out of Early Espresso cardstock, and then I just, using scraps of paper, I cut some of the leaves out using pumpkin pie, cherry cobbler, bumblebee, and soft succulent, and I just cut the leaves and glued them right on to the wreath with just a tiny bit of glue just to hold them, and they're right on top of the other leaves that are there. So I had at least was able to match them up. And then I cut from pumpkin pie 3 of the little pumpkins. I thought those were so cute. And I already put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Because I knew I was going to have to use a lot. At least I thought I was going to have to use a lot. So I'm just going to adhere this to the front. trying not to get stuck to it. How's everybody doing today? It is so hot and sticky here. I mean, it's not that hot, but boy, is it muggy out. It feels like it's going to rain. Then again, they've been saying rain for a few days, and I still have to go out every night and water my plants. Everything's starting to wilt. Okay. All right, I think I got them all off. And we're just going to adhere this right to the front, right over the top of the gold one. Just like that. Again, I'm just going to give it a little press. And then I'm going to adhere this again with dimensionals. I'm going to say maybe I'm not using dimensionals. I forgot to cut my dimensionals in half. Thought I had more than this. This is, I mean, I have other sheets, but that should be good though. That's it. Nothing else can go on with dimensions right now. It's glue dots, liquid glue, or Stampin' Seal today. So we're just going to adhere this right in the center. This is the first time I'm playing with this die set, Barbara. It was very, I had it and I kept looking at it and trying to figure out what to do with it. Okay. And then I went ahead and I made one of those multi-loop bows, and I can't remember the name of it, with some linen thread. And what I did, I had a piece of white baker's twine, and I colored it with my soft succulent Stampin' Blend marker. And I did it ahead of time because I wanted to make sure it was dry, and you could see it's still white on the ends, but I left that because I am going to trim that. I'm just going to adhere this with a glue dot, and then I'll trim it afterwards. Put that right there. And then I'm going to just spread the bow a little bit. This is the easy part. The card front was the easy part. I'm just going to give this a little haircut. With my ribbon scissors, Amy. Amy did her video yesterday and she forgot to use her ribbon scissors. And then I had already stamped the sentiment on just a little piece of white cardstock, and I cut it out with the ornate frames. I've been using them a lot lately. I'm really liking that. Those ornate frame dies. There's a lot of different dies in it. I'm just going to tuck this underneath if I can move it. I probably should have put this in first, but let's see if I can get this right underneath there. And I'm just going to put it right like that, just underneath. And I am going to add another glue dot. Right, actually, I know I have a mini dimensional here. I'm just going to put a little mini dimensional right underneath. I know I said no more dimensionals, but yeah. So that's the front of the card. Now we're going to get to the inside. That's the fun part. This is the part you're going to get to try, Jillian. All right. Just have to find I need the paper trimmer for this. Let's get the cutting blade out of the way and my stamp pads. All right. So I have a panel of Beauty of the Earth DSP. Okay. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to score it in half at 2 5/8, I believe was the, yes, 2 5/8 is the center. So I'm going to score it at 2 5/8. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm doing corner to corner. actually, I'm going to flip it. It would not have made a big deal if I didn't flip it. But it's just the way I like to fold things. And we're going to score it that way. And we're going to turn it and score it on a diagonal this way also. Okay. So in half and then on a diagonal each way. And that's just to score. Okay. Then I am going to, let's see, fold this way first, fold it in half on the score line, okay? Then I'm going to fold it on the diagonal line. Let me just make sure I'm trying to, in half, and turn it, and fold it again. If I could find my diagonal line, I'm having a little trouble here. Okay, so we folded it, here's my half, in half this way, that's the mountain fold, and then on the diagonal we have 2 valley folds, okay? This is going to get adhered, and actually I think I'm going to use a little bit of tear and tape because I want to make sure this is going to stay secure. I really need to order myself the Stampin' Seal Plus. So I'm just going to put tear and tape on the 2, this is the in half in half lengthwise or width, whichever. So on these 2 sides, okay, so this is the mountain fold there. So between this triangle and this triangle, I'm going to put some tear and tape. When I was playing around with this, I believe I did use liquid glue, but I'm going with the tear. I also, when I was playing around with it, I used just cardstock. If you have old, and I'm just going to put a piece down a little bit too, just as a little extra secure. If you have old cardstock that's retired, if you're not, you don't use it for anything, that's what I practice my card. I do practice. Even though I make mistakes, I do practice. Okay, and then this is going to get adhered inside the card. So we're going to remove... Oh, okay. There we go. And this is going to go right inside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this way because I want to make sure to get it centered. Now I know why I used the liquid glue. Gave me a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm just going to insert that like that. Flip it over. Give it a little bit of a rub. Sorry that I shook the table a little bit there. And then we have to, yeah. So then it just pops up on the inside. Then I did go ahead and I pre-cut a couple of the stitched triangles, and those are going to go in here, and that's where you can write. So let's do this one first. Just give me my little scrap paper. Well, actually, let me do this first. Then I want to stamp a sentiment, grateful, on the inside. I'm only going to stamp a sentiment on the one side for to put on in this triangle. So then this side here gives me room to write. I'm just going to go right like that. Whoops, that would have been a mess. I'm going to just put this underneath, and I'm just putting some of the leaf, the branch of leaves. I'm just going to put that. Oh, I just stamped it off once. We're going to put this. Actually, where's my other piece? While I'm stamping this one, I'm going to stamp this one also. And then got cherry cobbler, so I kind of incorporated all the colors again. I'm going to stamp that one off. And then we're going to use a little bit of bumblebee. And again, each of them I'm stamping off because I just want it very lightly. Okay. And then we're going to use the leaves again for the front of the card. And I'm going to adhere these right inside, and I'm going to use a little liquid glue, so I have a little bit of wiggle room if I need it. Okay, this will fit right in here, and I'll leave a little bit of a border around. This was the largest stitch triangle die that I used on the inside. Put this one this way. Like that. Again, I'm going to just give it a little press on the back. I always like pressing the back. I'm always afraid I'm going to make the ink smear. There you have it. So it's just a plain card on the outside, but when you open it up, it just kind of pops out at you. All right, let me just do the envelope real quick, and we're going to be done. If you do make this card, I would love to see your take on it. I'm putting the piece on the envelope flap down a little bit because when this card goes in the envelope, it's going to bulk it up a little. So the envelope flap might not go down all the way like it does for a flat card. If you do make this card, I would love for you to share it on my Facebook page on Friday. My card will go live Friday morning at 8 o'clock. The video will be attached to it along with all the measurements so that you can follow along while you're making it. I'm sorry, I'm concentrating on cutting here. And it will be on my Facebook page on Friday morning also. So once you make it, I would love for you to share it in the comments I like seeing what everybody's take on the card. And I'm just putting a little piece of, actually I'm going to put the glue on here. I had a little strip of the DSP. I'm just putting it on the bottom, front of the card. Just give that a little trim, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of the leaves, and I'm going to be done. I just need my scrap paper to stamp off on. Actually, let's do Bumblebee. I'm not going to stamp these off. Bumblebee, and we'll do the cherry cobbler. Let's see if I could fix that. Advantage of the photopolymer, if I could see through it. I got to bring it a little closer, sorry. Okay. And there you have it. A fun fold card, which doesn't look like a fun fold till you open it. And the matching envelope. I hope you like the card and you will give it a try. And again, if you do, please post a picture of yours in the comments on, it'll be on my Friday Facebook page, but it'll always be on my the card will be on my Facebook page, so anytime you do it, I would love to see your take on it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I'll help you out. I am planning on being back next week, the same time, hopefully 4 o'clock, not 5 after, with probably another fun fold card, but we'll see. You never know what I'm going to come up with. All right, thank you everyone for joining. And again, if anybody is interested in joining Stampin' Up, the joining special that you get the free bundle is until September 30th. You don't want to miss out. And we've got the celebration going on right now. It's a great time to take advantage of ordering and getting your free merchandise. I'd be happy to help you out however you need. Just give me a holler and I'm here for you. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.